People often wonder about a nunchaka versus a stick. Here we see one possible outcome. In the outer range, the nunchaka has elements of a stick and elements of a flexible weapon. Like a flexible weapon, it can come around the block and hit its intended target. In this range, stick is going to look to use his power to keep red off. One possible solution for red is to close, with the idea of using thrusts and puños of the shorter stick of the nunchaka, or to take it to a grapple. Yellow does a good job of pushing with the left and continuing to hit and drive red off with some good shots. Red pauses to size things up and decides to close again. Again, yellow hits, pushes with the left, and drives him off with some good power shots. At this point, red is facing a problem. In the outer range, stick seems to have the advantage, and he's unable to close against the stick. And he's taken a number of shots. Yellow begins to press, and gathering more confidence, overpresses, and red is able to finally close the gap and with a grape line around the leg, take yellow down.
Going with Mark with the nunchucks was interesting. It was much more elusive than I thought. I thought it'd be a little easier to deal with than it ended up being. So that was fun. That was actually a lot of fun. It was similar but enough different that it was like a whole different thing.
What was it that was different that made it difficult to control?
Not knowing where it was coming from. With the sticks, you sort of start developing some idea where the next strike's coming from, and I'd have to really develop that all over with the nunchucks. For me, it was I would think it was coming one way, and it would be nowhere close to where I thought it was coming in at. And then being the ambidextrous was pretty confusing, switching hands.
Let's take a look at the 3-section nunchuck. This is much more like a whip than the 2-section, and you have to be very careful when you go to block it because it's going to wrap around your block much more than a 2-section. Also, like the whip, the range is going to be longer, so if you're going to close, make sure you close with conviction, because if you get got in the mid-range, you're going to get hurt. Let's take a look. Black will go into a 2-stick version of the caveman using his lead stick as kind of a parry. He still has to be aware of the 3-sectional's ability to wrap around this and tag him one. Gray will switch ranges with his weapon by grabbing it in the middle or sometimes just at the end to give him the extra range. Now you'll see coming up here how Gray is able to have the weapon wrap around Black's lead block and tag him in the side. The problem though with a flexible weapon is once you've thrown your shot, it takes a little longer to recover, giving Black the chance to close and drive him into the wall.